I'm Mark McMahon, and I want to tell you about a little Mexican road trip that I took very recently. An adventure indeed. I live in Tucson, Arizona, about an hour north of the border. I went with some friends to Rocky Point, Puerto Peñasco, Mexico, about an hour south of the border. We spent a weekend in Rocky Point. My friends were driving, and they wanted to head further south to San Carlos. It was kind of an open-ended trip, but they wanted to go further and stay longer than I did.
We're cruising down Fremont.
We were headed south, and I just wasn't feeling right. Something was telling me no. And I didn't want to disappoint my friends. I just didn't know what to do. But we're passing through this little town of Santa Ana, and I see a bus station. And I think, yeah, I could take a bus. I take a deep breath, and I say to my buddy, hey, let me out right here. I felt really empowered that I listened to my gut and took charge of my destiny. I figured I could take a bus back that night, or I could stay another day and explore this little town. Then I found out that this was the night before Mexican Independence Day, and there was going to be a big festival in the town square. My decision was made. I was staying. I explored the town late that afternoon and ended up at the top of the hill in the local cemetery. Could seem morbid to some, but I love visiting Latin American cemeteries. The colors, the art, the sculpture, and all the personality that's expressed. I'm not sure what it is, it's just fascinating to me. I had followed my intuition and now was deep into an exciting adventure all by myself. Traveling alone is such a thrill for me. It pushes me outside my comfort zone and forces me to meet people. Time for the big fiesta in the central square. I met a couple of guys checking out the music. In his best English, one of them says to me, "Hey, you're not from around here, are you?" "Well, duh," the tall white guy with the red shoes. We were shooting the breeze, and one of his buddies invited me to a party the next afternoon.
Estamos en Santa Ana, Sonora, México, y estamos agradeciendo la presencia de Mark.
I showed up around 1 o'clock the next day and was welcomed into the festivities. Making ceviche. It's raw fish that is cooked in the acidity of fresh lime juice, mixed with all kinds of freshly chopped veggies, onions, tomatoes, cucumbers, celery, and of course, jalapenos.
De esa mera. Sí.
Deliciosa. The host of the party, Pancho, went inside and then reappeared in a tan velour suit with a cowboy hat and white shoes. He starts doing these little skits like a Mexican talk show host. But as entertaining as Pancho was, he was not the highlight of the show. There was more entertainment in the form of a young man named Muñeca. Muñeca means doll. and he was, shall we say, special.
Un saludo, saludo, saludo. En alemán, en alemán.
Claro.
Tírales un beso. A todos. Bye, 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 bye.
Esta maravilla.
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 Maravilla, hijo.
Maravilla. Villa. Villa.
Maravilla means marvelous in Spanish, which I thought was so cool because through Muñeca's eyes, the world is a marvelous place. One of the things that made him special was his amazing talent for physical comedy. Pancho and his friends would give him cues or commands to launch into a particular little routine, and he would do it just like that. At first it felt like they were mocking him, treating him sort of like a trained animal. It made me feel a little uneasy. But then I realized that he was in his element and they were playing to his strong suit. In fact, he was actually a welcome guest at the party and actually the life of the party for extended periods of time. It was just incredibly cool to see him accepted by this group as an extended member of the family. It was by far the highlight of my trip.
Mueve las cejas. Hacemos show.
I'm Mark McMahon, wishing that you too will live your adventure and take a step in the direction of your dreams. Peace.
Adiós. Adiós. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Un beso. La ceja.
Está de
Villa.
de maravilla.
De maravilla.